story, that one. All right, let's get Media Watch for you now. Haxie Myers-Belkin is here. She's been taking a look at what is making a splash online today, and a lot of reaction to the latest Brexit news. Theresa May's government pretty much humiliated several times yesterday. More discussions today.
Absolutely. It's been a very difficult 24 hours for Theresa May's Brexit plan. And boy, oh boy, is the Twitter sphere lapping it up.
Yes, I can imagine.
One Twitter user summed it up pretty well, I think, alongside the caption, "The UK government right now." We see a little clip of Laurel and Hardy in a collapsing car. Now, one of the replies underneath this tweet says, "This is in fact a complete misrepresentation of the situation. There never has even been a steering wheel." Oof. Now, after being found in contempt of Parliament, ministers have essentially now been forced to publish the government's full legal advice on Brexit after initially hoping they could get away with just publishing a summary. Now, many Twitter users today have been fascinated by the fact that this is in fact the first time a British government has been found in contempt of Parliament. One person tweeting, "For the first time in our history, also I read, a government has been found in contempt, I repeat, contempt of Parliament. And they said Jeremy Corbyn was a radical." I'm not sure Prime Minister May would like the sound of that. Now, one cartoonist, Patrick Blower, he's come up with a rather fitting response to this whole debacle. Red-faced MPs scream at each other across the aisle as the Speaker tries to bring about some order. Up in the gallery, meanwhile, you've got normal members of the public. Some of them are yawning, having a chat and knitting away. The government may be in contempt of Parliament, but the public has no shortage of contempt for Parliament as far as its handling of Brexit is concerned. Now, it won't surprise you to learn that hashtag contempt of Parliament has been doing the rounds today. One man using it in mock disbelief is actor and director David Schneider, who used it along with a repost of a 2015 tweet from then Prime Minister David Cameron ahead of the general election. Now, Cameron back then wrote that Britain faces a simple and inescapable choice: stability and strong government with me, or chaos with Ed Miliband.
I think, yeah, one of those tweets that didn't age very well, did it?
Well, exactly. The irony is not particularly hard to miss here. It was, as we all know, David Cameron's referendum on Brexit that brought us to the point we're at now.
And where is he? No word from him.
Quite.
We haven't heard from him.
Now,
there's a shed somewhere, isn't there?
I think he is, yeah, last time I heard about him. So there's quite an amusing video doing the rounds today. It's by left-wing grassroots movement Momentum, and it likens May's Brexit plan to a rather disastrous cake recipe. Let's take a look.
Some red lines. Now, throw them away. You won't need them again. And don't worry about the Irish. Who cares about them? And remember, no cake is better than a bad cake, which of course is better than no cake. Finally, freak out that after 2 years, you only have 5 minutes left. So just throw something together and hope nobody notices that this isn't the cake they asked for.
Now, that video is, of course, being circulated by supporters of Jeremy Corbyn. But what's quite interesting is that the gripes it expresses are, in fact, the same complaints we're hearing from hardcore conservative Brexiteers. Now, many of them believe that May's Brexit deal doesn't deliver the clean divorce many were promised. A Twitter account named Stand Up for Brexit has spent this second day of Brexit debate in Parliament quoting politicians who reject May's Brexit plan for not going far enough. Here they're quoting Mark Harper MP. He earlier today said that we've gone back on important manifesto commitments. We're putting a border in the Irish Sea, we're damaging the integrity of our country, and we potentially trap ourselves in a customs union indefinitely, which I think cripples our future negotiating position.
All right. Meanwhile, I don't know if you've seen on the British news channels, there is a protester who keeps trying to get in shot outside Westminster. With
I know very well. I've met him a few times.
Have you? He's very clever. He's got an even longer pole for his sign, hasn't he? Which has kind of upset all the TV producers. But basically, his point is that he wants a people's vote. And we are one step closer to that, aren't we? Following a a so-called amendment by a Conservative MP, a Rebel MP, who brought this forward yesterday.
Absolutely. So that man, the man who brought that motion forward is called Dominic Grieve. Now, he's made it very clear that what he wants is a people's vote, as you just said, on that deal that's currently on the table. Now, Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling has praised what she sees as Grieve's honesty. Let's remember they're coming from quite different political backgrounds. Now, Rowling here saying that the only Brexit on offer cannot deliver what was promised by Leave, whose campaign perpetuated falsehoods about the UK's relationship with the EU. Now, one comment piece in left-leaning paper The Guardian today agrees, citing Grieve's move as an opportunity for Parliament to take back control of Brexit. Raphael Beer writing, "For 2 years, Brexit has been a performance of bluster and bluff in public. Theresa May has hammered out the terms of this deal in private and in Brussels. Now the House of Commons, the home ground of British democracy, is taking back control." For many, of course, though, the exact opposite is true. Tom Slater, who's the deputy editor of Spiked Online, has tweeted, "Parliament is sovereign," say the very MPs who happily handed over parliamentary sovereignty to Brussels and are trying to keep it there. They are fooling no one. A Leave campaign account on Twitter went one step further. 17.4 million people voted to leave the European Union. More than 2 years later, we're still in the EU, and there's a concerted effort to thwart the will of the people. If Brexit isn't delivered, we can no longer pretend we're living in a democracy. And I think what we can really see here is that democracy really is the battle cry for both sides in the big Brexit debate, with both Leavers and Remainers fearing that the true will of the people is being thwarted.
Yeah, quite a lot at stake and still a lot to be worked out there. Haxie, thank you very much indeed. Haxie Myers-Belkin there with Media Watch.